Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Wow, that's an amazing response. Thank you, guys. So, honestly speaking, I would like to be in your seat right now. Truly. So, we just heard about me, about my educational journey. And trust me, when I completed my educational journey, the options I had to start out as an entrepreneur or as an aspirant to become what I really wanted to be was very, very dim and thin. Even though I belong to a business family of third generation, even though financial resources were not an impediment, but जो मेरा दिल कर रहा था करने के लिए उसका opportunity ही नहीं था इस country में. When I came back, I wanted to come back to my country. I said, maybe what I have been equipped with, if I want to use it, it's best to stay away from the country. But then I realized what is my heart desire. My heart desired to come back to my country, to be able to give back to the environment which really started my journey, to create an organization where I have people where I can give them better opportunities to unfold their future. So guys, first of all, congratulations to be born at the right time.
Thank you, sir.
How many of you are coming straight after a bachelor's degree? May I know? Wow, a lot of you. And how many of you have had a little bit of work experience? Fine. So majority is a lot of people after doing an undergraduate in whatever courses they did, they are doing an MBA. How many of you want to drive an idea which you have and you want to be the owner of that, or co-owner or owner? So what I mean to say, how many of you want to be a business owner? There are no right or wrong, so I just wanted to know what's your heart say. And how many of you want to go into a professional environment straight away? So we have a good mix, I think 50-50. So let me tell you a little bit about India today. Even though you read it in the papers, I had a lot of opportunities and learning as being a part of Startup 20. Leading that initiative for India. How many of you know what is G20? Everybody knows, can I have hands up? G20 क्या है? सबको मालूम है? Basic idea है? Okay, good. And how many of you ever heard of this term Startup 20? Very few. So I think it's important for me to explain to you this, to make you understand what's the journey ahead. So G20 is basically a culmination of 20 large nations of the world in terms of GDP contribution to the entire globe, where similarity of thought process is there and there are no political conflicts in mind and in action. So people got together and they want to grow the world together to have an inclusive world. So there were various initiatives in that, how to grow businesses amongst nations, how to increase trade amongst nations, what we listen about energy, about hydrogen, about sustainability, how do we make that a common platform for all nations. So our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, said that, India is robust with startups. We have so many unicorns, and this is the biggest unlocking potential of this country. So we want to open, or rather have a conversation on something called Startup 20. So India curated an idea called Startup 20, where 20 nations startups came together to understand that how startups from one country can be doing business in another country. For example, if Paytm is very big in India, can Paytm be out of India? You'll be surprised to know Paytm is the largest UPI transaction enabler in Japan already. So why can't other nations have good products and good startups in India and vice versa? And why can't our startups, once they come to scale, why can't they go and raise money outside? If you have an idea where you think that the Indian citizen is not your ideal target market, if your TAM is America, can we have a mechanism through which you can easily address an American market? Understood? So what's unique about this? The unique about this is my experience and my learning when I went into this environment. I got to know that we are actually at that three idiots moment in this country, you know. You guys are so lucky to have that moment because first of all, whatever you are thinking in your mind as an idea, there is possibly a market out there. First. Second, there is somebody to mentor you, incubate you, maybe through the academics, maybe through a friend, maybe through your social environment, maybe through your family. It is not a taboo to think something new. You agree? Everybody agrees with that?
Yes, sir.
It was not like that with me. After studying what you heard about me, when I came back to India, I could not do a single new idea what I had in my mind, which I saw the Western civilization do very well. And I was forced to do what my family was doing. And I'm proud to say that today, after 25, 26 years, I'm doing 5, 6 new ideas. And I don't want to look at the business which I'm good at already. I want to give it 20% time. I want to spend 80 time on my new ideas because that's what excites me. So why is it happening for me? And why is it true for you as well? First, India is at that GDP level and the spread of economic progress has reached to that point that we can talk about a better direction ahead. We already have a 3 trillion above GDP. We already have the demographic dividend of the youngest population which is in the consumption space. If you look at Europe, yesterday somebody was presenting that the average age of the nation is 65. So you can imagine that if you are 65 and above, products you can make for that age level. That's not true for us. Whatever we are consuming and we decide that we want to focus on what I like to do or what the service I want to give, the generations to follow and the generations just ahead of you will all be a consumer of that. So you have an economy of a size, you have the audience, the spread in terms of audience to consume your service or a product. And most importantly, I think the digital infrastructure which the country has already created, you can reach out to your customer much faster without creating physical. If you are wanting to retail something, you don't need to be a retailer or showcase your shop before you want to sell to somebody. It can be in your mind in a simple website. It could be an Instagram, it could be an app. So you have this unique possibility of really pursuing what you want to do. Most importantly are the financial resources. You'll be surprised to know that money in India is available to international and Indian families, family offices, in abundance. So I do not think resources will be your problem going forward. When you will create your idea, that little bit of money is your challenge. But once your idea sees the light of day, you will find somebody to hold your hand. You will find somebody to put money in your idea. So I do not think any generation before your generation had that idea, had that opportunity in India. So, and look at what Prime Minister Modi said a couple of days ago, which is probably going to be true, that in next 4 years, we will be the 3rd largest economy in the world. I'm 50. When you guys will be 50, we will be $40 trillion economy. From 3. So what does it mean? That you're going to get money sleeping? No. What does it mean? That if you're going to work hard and money is going to come to you? Probably not. We don't know. Even today, everybody says that the business you are in, you are so large, you are so big. Every morning I wake up, I go to my work, I ask myself, am I relevant? What's my competitive edge? Why does my customer need me? I have so much of competition from India, from all over the world. So this is a mindset you will have to live in, that, hey, we are always going to be having a competitive environment. we have to continuously innovate. This is a culture which you have to imbibe in you, that your education which you will get from your MBA, it's not going to be the end of your educative experience. I realized that after a few years, and trust me, I spend nowadays 7 to 10 days in a year where I want to have an educational experience. I don't want to work. I just want to go into a space where I'm trying to self-improve my decision making. Maybe some information, some skill is required by me. I try to inculcate that in me after analyzing where I am. So remember that as you take an MBA, what happens when I see a lot of MBAs, they come out of an MBA, they go to a work environment, they get absorbed to a good company, and they say, hey, I have an MBA. An MBA is just giving you exposure to all the tools which people use or might use in the real world. All of them will not come into use at one go. They are just ways to make you understand better that what can work for you. What I mean to say by that, let us say that you are selling something. If you understand finance better, maybe you will be able to get more money, may be able to borrow money, and be able to produce that product, bear the cost of that money, and still make some money. To give you a simple example of that, one of my friends, he does EV financing for home 3-wheelers. So everybody's comfortable with Hindi?
Yes, sir.
तो मैंने उसको पूछा, यार तुम 3-wheeler को पैसा देते हो, उसका तो ना घर है ना बार है, तुम उसको उसके बैंक अकाउंट में पैसा देते हो, फाइनेंस करते हो उसकी ईवी को, तो भाग जाएगा, तो उसका तो एड्रेस ही नहीं है, कोलैटरल भी कुछ नहीं है उसके पास, तुम कैसे उसको 1.5-2 लाख रुपए दे देते हो? तो बोला कि इंडिया में 200-300 हर एरिया में 200-300 मैन्युफैक्चरर ऑफ ईवी है, जैसे साइकिल बनते हैं वैसे ईवी बनते हैं, और वो जो मैन्युफैक्चरर है वो बताता है कि इस आदमी को दे दो साहब। और बोला तुम कमाते कैसे हो? तो बोला सर उन लोगों को है ना कॉस्ट ऑफ मनी नहीं समझ में आता, उनको बोलते भैया तुम दवा के ऑटो चलाओ, तुम 30,000 रुपये कमाओगे, 20,000 रुपये हम ले लेंगे और 1 साल तक लेंगे, फिर तुम्हारा है वो। तो उस यार 1 साल तक 10,000 रुपये पर महीना में जीना है, दबा के चलाता है, बोला उसके अंदर हमको 36% रिटर्न मिल जाता है और मेरा पैसा डूबता नहीं है, क्योंकि जो सप्लायर है उसका कोई ना कोई अंजर बंजर खराब होते रहता है, तो वो उसके ऊपर रिलायंट रहता है। The point I'm trying to tell you is that the poor guy is being milked for 30-35% cost of money. So an MBA makes you understand that. Don't think you have learned to do the business. You will learn to do the business when you think of doing a business yourself and try to bring it all together in your mind and then try to enable it. Profession. 50% of you said that you want to work as a professional. So you have to ask yourself, what are you bringing to the table? Who are you? Is your strength human? Is your strength analytics? Is your strength relationship? And try to fit on those roles in that organization. Go with your flow. The beauty is that we couldn't go with our flow. If I like finance, too bad. There was no opportunity for me to pursue finance. So I got to do what was on the table. With you guys, what you really like to do, if you just focus on that and keep on getting better and take that advantage to the organization you are going to, you will become indispensable. I'll give you a small example. So I wanted for one of our retail spaces, I wanted a fresh face. So I asked my team, what are the asks you have for this person? तो किसी ने बोला A, B, C, D, बहुत सारी चीज़ें बोली। मैंने बोला क्या चीज़ एक है जो मैं इसको सिखा नहीं सकता हूँ, वो है प्रेजेंटेशन। मेरा फर्स्ट कनेक्ट टू माय ब्रांड इज द पर्सन्स प्रेजेंटेशन, हाउ दैट पर्सन्स डिमीनर इज, उसका जो लहजा है बात करने का, उसका जो पहनावा है, वो नहीं बदल सकता। मैं सूट पहना दूंगा फिर वो लॉपसाइडेड पहन लेगा। तो कम्युनिकेशन था उसके पास, प्रेजेंटेशन था उसके पास, और मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली था इज अ स्माइलिंग इन अ गुड डिमीनर। व्हाट टू से वी टॉट, बट जिसको बोलना आता था उसको उसका प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं था, वो सिनिकल था कस्टमर का, पता सर ये तो बेकार है। बोला कि यू प्री जज योर कस्टमर, दैट्स नॉट योर जॉब। सो यू विल बी अब्सॉर्ब्ड इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस for what you are really good at, not your MBA. MBA will give you firepower to make it 10x. But you need to find out within you what is your calling. And इसीलिए आप लोग की जनरेशन यूनिक है कि you can follow your calling, जो हम लोग के पास किसी के पास नहीं था. So follow your heart, follow your desire, and be true to yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Let us say कि आपको को पता है यार अगर तुम मार्केटिंग में जाओगे ना 2-3 लाख रुपए से ऊपर की नौकरी तो मिलेगी नहीं. पूरे साल तुम 2-3 लाख रुपए पीक कर जाओगे, उसके आगे कुछ नहीं होने वाला. मार्केटिंग वाले को कौन पैसा देता है? फाइनेंस वाला बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. तो बोलेगा चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट मत बनो, है ना. चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट को क्या, उसको तो थप्पा लगाना, बाय दी आवर पैसा मिलना, उसके आगे उसकी कोई वैल्यू ऐड नहीं है. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. जो आपने स्किल सेट के लिए बढ़िया हो ना, उसकी बहुत वैल्यू है और आपके लिए बहुत डोर्स खुलेंगे. तो जिस चीज़ में आप बढ़िया हो, पूरी एनर्जी उसी के अंदर लगाओ और उसके अंदर शाइन करो. It should be that I live, breathe and feel this. When you will do that, any employer will absorb you, and if you run a business with that vibrancy coming out of your business will also do well. Employees will get attracted to you, your customers will get attracted to you. So, make that your identity. This is the most important takeaway I have felt in my life, that when we follow what we are good at or what we enjoy doing, then it's no more a work. We put all our energy into it and we don't feel tired. We feel कल सुबह फिर आएगा, फिर मैं वही करूँगा, मैं फिर वही करूँगी. So ये जो मैं आपको लेक्चर दे रहा हूँ, भाषण दे रहा हूँ, ये अभी तक मैंने अपने घर में सक्सेसफुल नहीं कर पाया हूँ, just to be honest. So I have 2 girls. My elder one just did her masters last week. I was just sharing with them. She did an undergraduate in America and undergraduate business, and then she is an artist. She paints, so she did a visual communication masters, so design and business strategy. My younger one is a sophomore now in America. So every day I have this conversation in my house, and every day I think, what do I do to inspire them? So in spite of the education, in spite of me being able to give them a platform, in spite my ability to give them resources, in spite me able to connect them to whatever they want to reach to, I realized there has to be that innate desire within you to reach out, to fight, to become the best. And it has to be a continuous process. अगर आप बिजनेस वर्ल्ड में जा रहे हो ना, अगर आप में ये शिफत नहीं है कि आप रोज सुबह उठो और बोले यार हाउ डू आई बिकम बेटर, तो आप मत करोगे, क्योंकि फिर आपको मज़ा नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि एक्सपेक्टेशन मिसमैच हो जाएगा. वर्ल्ड इज चेंजिंग. द एडवांटेजेस वर्ल्ड इज गिविंग टू यू थ्रू टेक्नोलॉजी is taking also away from you the power of being standstill. आपके पास एक स्किल है, अब टेक्नोलॉजी उसको डिसरप्ट कर दिया, आप उस गेम में आउट हो गए, है ना. आज आप लेट अस से कि यू आर अ वेरी गुड कॉलर, आप बहुत अच्छे से बात करते हो, सडनली वो चैटबॉट आ गया, आपको ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. सडनली AI आ गया, आपको गैदर किया, जो आपके जो 10 टॉप स्किल्स थे उसमें 8 जो है वो AI आपको रेप्लिकेट कर लिया. अब आपकी वो वैल्यू कंपनी में नहीं है, तो आपको आगे सोचते रहना पड़ेगा. इट्स नॉट अ बैड थिंग. दैट मीन्स दैट ऑब्वियसली somebody told me that lawyers will become, उनकी एम्प्लॉयमेंट ही खत्म हो जाएगी. क्यों? क्योंकि सब कुछ तो AI उनको रेप्लिकेट कर देगा. तो मेरे मन में ये बात आया कि यार ये तो एकदम उल्टी बात है, क्योंकि अगर AI उसको रेप्लिकेट कर देगा तो लेट अस से कि मैंने एक केस लॉ, अगर एक लॉयर होकर के मैंने 10 एग्जांपल्स पूछे, उसने मुझे 10 एग्जांपल दे दिए, लेकिन जज के सामने में उसमें कौन सा एग्जांपल निकाल करके मुझे बोलना है जो उस इम्पैक्ट करेगा उस जज पे, वही तो मेरी एक्सपीरियंस है, तो उसकी वैल्यू तो और बढ़ जाएगी. तो अगर मैं अपने स्किल को इम्प्रूव करते जाऊँगा तो मशीन मेरे को असिस्ट करेगा, रिप्लेस कभी नहीं करेगा. ये बात आपको समझने की ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस इज बिकॉज द होल वर्ल्ड इज एक्सपेक्टिंग यू टू सक्सीड एंड यू आर थिंकिंग देयर इज सो मच ऑफ डिसरप्शन. इतनी सारी चीज़ें हो रही हैं, मैं कोई भी चीज़ में बढ़िया बनूंगा, पता चलेगा मैं वो मेरे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट ही नहीं है, आगे वो दुनिया के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट ही नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है. तो चीज़ें रिप्लेस होते रहेंगी, लेकिन हम उससे बेटर बनते रहेंगे. वो हमारे को असिस्ट करने के लिए बन रही है. सो आई थिंक आई कैन बोर यू अबाउट दिस फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम, because when I see you guys, I see myself that I had to wait for nearly half my life to reach the point where you are guys are already. Because it's not only about sustenance. Obviously, we all want to earn money to have a better quality of life. We all want to make money to be able to buy more things which we want for ourselves, for our family. It's important. But trust me, being a part of the chamber, I have seen people with disproportionate wealth in billions. And it's at a beck and call. And I see them sad. So the important thing is, you need to feel happy in what you do and never let go of that happiness. And with that happiness, you will progress with more money in your life. That will be the true secret of success in your life. So remember, money is important, but happiness, when energized with wealth, will give you true happiness. Wealth, by compromising sometimes with your morality, sometimes with what you truly believe as right and wrong, to go with the wrong, will create a roadblock for you somewhere or the other. Obviously, what I'm saying to you is never going to be 100% in life, because we are humans. There are no absolute right and wrong. We have always to find a path in between, but always go for your calling. जो आपको दिल में सही लगे उसको फॉलो करो. आपका एम्प्लॉयर भी आपको नोटिस करेगा, आपका एम्प्लॉय भी आपको नोटिस करेगा, क्योंकि वो सब आपको जज कर रहे हैं. और जब वो समझ जाएंगे कि आप इस चीज़ में बढ़िया, और फिर आपको वही काम देंगे और आपको और मज़ा आएगा और आप वो और बढ़िया करेंगे. So I think before I bore you, I'll let you open the house to questions. And if you want to know anything about the Chamber of Commerce, I'd love to share. I didn't go into that sphere because that's a whole different gamut. But I'd love to, in a small way, all I can say is that let me give you an introduction of the Chamber, so that in the future, whenever you want to be a part, or even today, if you want to take advantage of it. So the PhD Chamber of Commerce is the oldest Chamber of Commerce in the country, founded by a Englishman called James Curie in 1905. PhD initially was Punjab, Haryana, Delhi. You can imagine North India, being dominated by these areas. Today it's peace, harmony and development. We are 150,000 companies, big and small. We are in 20 states and 4 union territories, spread. And I think most important journey for me in this year of my presidentship has been to really, first of all, create opportunity for my member companies, to most importantly give those tools to them where they feel that they are better prepared for the world tomorrow in their respective fields, create thought leadership within the chamber, and have a strong policy advocacy with the government, so that, because when we are working with government, we always judge our government saying, government ko kuch nahi malum, government selfish hai, government ek side leti hai. The conversation only can bridge this gap. So, for example, I got the opportunity to be instrumental in some. You understand FTAs? What's FTA?
Foreign trade agreement.
Excellent. So India and Switzerland are just forming a foreign trade agreement. So the PhD Chamber, me along with the Commerce Minister of India and the Commerce Minister, Lady Commerce, Ms. Budliger from Switzerland, we help them chalk out the entire foreign trade agreement between both the nations. So these are the kind of work we are doing. Few days ago, one of my friends, he put up a 1,000 crore rupee ethanol plant, and their raw material was broken rice. The government decided to stop selling broken rice to ethanol plants, but to export it because huge demands from Africa. So how do we help balance the government and the trade? So these kind of real life issues also we take care of. And apart from that, we have an education committee, we have a health committee, we have 80 verticals, we do a lot of work in startup. So this is the kind of activities we do in the chamber. So I think I'm going to run out of time, so we have another 5-7 minutes. Few questions, guys, whatever comes to your mind, please feel free. Yeah, sure, please.
So can you provide your experience? Good afternoon, sir. My name is Nikhil Jain. Sir, can you provide your experience and history of Marvel City India Limited, and what problems you are facing in this journey?
ये तो बहुत लंबी कहानी है यार. छोटे संक्षेप में बता देता हूँ. In a small way, as I said, all the things which I shared with you, that when the initial stages when you start a journey is that you have to find your space, and you start small. In a very large company or a very small company, doesn't matter. you need to find one small victory in what you do first. Because you need your confidence to believe that yeah, I am relevant in the real world. Once you get that confidence or that small victory, what is a victory? A first sale. Let us have first sale of even $5. That is important because 5 will build 50, 50 will become 500. So get that right, the rest will follow. Second important thing, once you're absorbed and you're in a leadership position, with God's grace, you become very big and you become the best. To become the best is very difficult. To remain the best is the most difficult. Because the minute you become the best, or rather the biggest, then the challenge is that the entire world is against you. Because you have fought them to come up. So all your competitors want to pull you down. So every day you have to think, what's the guy next door doing? Can I do it better? Is it important for me or not? Can I live with it? So I think these two things you have to do. Start small, build well. When you reach the top, look below, look around, be always cautious and learn from the other people who are doing well. Don't disregard them. Never think this guy is too small, ये क्या करेगा? Business में ऐसा नहीं होता है. Business में छोटा ही बड़ा होता है ना. बड़ा तो है ही बड़ा. So have a 360 view. And most importantly, always value your people. It's not you. You only have brain power. Work power is your manpower. So always treasure them. And always see, you will see many people, you see, यार 20 businesses करते हैं, कैसे करते हैं? वो इंसान बनाते, business नहीं बनाते. They make humans who believe in the cause to such a high extent that they can do anything. And that is what our job is. Big, small, first employee, last employee, million employee, doesn't matter. You'll find your way to communicate. But they must know your cause. It has to be a greater cause than just making money. Please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
So my question for you is that you talked about in your generation the opportunities. In your generation, the opportunities were quite less. There were lack of opportunities. But what are the challenges our generation is going to face in corporate? Because there are a set of problems we are going to face as this generation, as Generation Z. So can you please?
Yeah, I think the biggest problem you're going to face is interpersonal skills. Your love for gadgets has killed you in many ways. हम लोग के बचपन में फ़ोन नहीं था, लड़ते थे, झगड़ते थे, मारा पीटी करते थे, खाते थे, पीते थे दोस्तों के साथ, है ना? स्पोर्ट्स खेलते थे, हम जीतना जानते थे, सोर लूज़र नहीं होते थे, शेयर करना जानते थे. आप लोग के सारे गेम्स गैजेट में, it's not because of you, it's just the way we are in this world today. So play a lot of sports, try to spend less time with technology and spend more time with people. I think this is the key. This is the biggest bane for your generation. That if you will spend more time with people, because what happens is that when people judge you, you shrivel back to your phone. When people don't say what you want to hear, you shrivel back to your phone. Maybe your family, maybe your friends, maybe your parents, anybody. You don't like to be judged, but you have to be judged to become better and to change your course. So let that friction happen and fight it through. Sometimes accept defeat, sometimes make a point of view. I think that's the key.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Sure, gentleman right at the back.
So do you have any guru
Backbencher.
So do you have any guru mantra for MBA student for our corporate life in future? How are we gonna manage the course?
गुरु मंत्र यही है कि आई थिंक सबसे पहले डोंट चीट योरसेल्फ. दूसरे से एक्सपेक्ट करने के पहले ही सोचो हम टेबल पे क्या लाके देंगे. प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है कि हमारे पास जो ही मैं आ जाता है, द मिनट वी स्टार्ट थिंकिंग मैं, मी, आई हैव दिस, आई हैव एन MBA, इसको क्या मालूम? बिकॉज व्हेन यू गो टू अ वर्क एनवायरनमेंट यू फील यार इस बंदे ने तो क्लास 12 भी नहीं पढ़ा हुआ है और ये तो यहाँ बॉस बना फिर रहा है, इसको क्या मालूम है, मुझे ज़्यादा मालूम है. So remember, MBA gives us skills which we can apply in a real environment after we understand the real environment. हम सोचते हैं कि हमारे पास ये skills जो है ये real environment वाले skills हैं, नहीं है वो. So this is what you must remember. When you go there, again you become a student. If you will become a student, slowly all the skills which you have will come in use. Wait for it. Don't apply your skills. Take these skills, lock it up somewhere in your head. Keep your books if you want to, but go there as a student again, wherever work environment you go, and coolly listen to what is there. First become a student then you unlock what you have. You'll see the power of what you have learned.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
आपके जनरेशन में लिमिटेशंस थे बहुत सारे, बट हमारे जनरेशन में इतने ऑप्शंस हैं कि हम कंफ्यूज हैं। उसके लिए क्या करें, उसको क्या?
वेरी गुड। तो उसका इसीलिए मैंने आपको बोला कि इसका सबसे साधारण तरीका यही है, मुझे क्या चीज़ करके मजा आ रहा है।
सर वही तो, इतने कंफ्यूजन में पता नहीं चल पाता।
सबको ट्राई करो थोड़ा थोड़ा। क्यों प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना कि मज़ा आने में प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि हम क्या सोचते हैं, यार इसमें इतना ही मज़ा आ रहा है, इसमें थोड़ा ये मज़ा आ रहा है, इसमें वो मज़ा आ रहा है। सो मज़ा आने का मतलब ये है कि यू हैव टू टेक टफ चॉइसेस ऑल्सो. You have to really make a combination of what you're saying here. Yes, I can be driven by this for a substantial period of time. और उसके बाद choice is not difficult. जो भी आप लोगे ना, आप उसमें आगे ही जाओगे. हाँ, ये हो सकता है जो आपने छोड़ दिया वो उससे बेटर निकल गया आपके बगल वाला वही काम करके. वो उसमें बेटर था, वो ऑप्शन बेटर नहीं था, वो उसमें बेटर था. आप इसमें बेटर हो. और क्या भगवान ने ग्राफ सबके लिए सेम नहीं बनाई है? जब आप करियर में जाते हो, कोई लोग को पूरी ज़िंदगी वेट करनी पड़ती है, एक साल में पूरे लाइफ का बेनिफिट मिल जाता है, और कोई का आप सुनते नहीं, एक ही दिन में सब कुछ खत्म हो गया. सो यू नो इट्स अ जर्नी. एंजॉय द जर्नी, डोंट थिंक अबाउट द गोल. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, sir. My name is Jishan. So I wanted to ask you about agri-tech industry. As you know, it's one of the growing industry, and we might be facing the agriculture shortage in the near future. So what are the skill sets that the future managers should have to be in the agriculture technology?
Very good point. So I see, if you look at the agricultural process of the country in the last 75 years, we didn't have any last mile to reach agriculture. मतलब गांव से ना सड़क नहीं थी, तो जब तक सड़क नहीं बने, गांव से मेन सड़क तक, तो टेक्नोलॉजी यूज़ नहीं हो सकती थी. आप प्रोडक्टिव हो भी जाते अगर अपने कंपाउंड के अंदर, तो जो स्पीड ऑफ डिलीवरी टू द पोर्ट या स्पीड ऑफ डिलीवरी टू सिटीज़ के लिए आपका सड़क नहीं थी. लकीली क्या हुआ, लास्ट 5 साल के अंदर या 10 साल के अंदर, यू हैव रोड्स, यू हैव लास्ट माइल कनेक्टिविटी. टू टॉप इट अप, you have ports, we have inland rivers coming in, which are going to have transportation big time. You have airports. So connectivity is no more an issue. Now productivity is an issue. In productivity, luckily what has happened is a lot of money has come into the country to create technologies which improve agricultural productivity within the country, homegrown by Indian scientists or farmers. And a lot of people from Israel and other European nations are craving to give that technology and partner with you. So agri-tech is going to be the biggest contributor and I should say business area in this country in our entire life. We have land. It's not arid. If it is, that productivity is at the world's lowest per acre. So huge potential. Huge. It's going to unlock, and it's going to be the largest contributor to GDP if you have to ever go to 10% per year. I think so.
Thank you, sir.
Hello sir, my name is Ayush Singh.
Hi.
Sir, no disrespect to you, sir, but after hearing whatever you said, and I got to know that you belong from a rich family and you had all the privileges of everything which anybody should have, and you had no resources की कोई कमी नहीं थी सर आपके पास. So sir, as at that time of the age or in India, आप satisfied नहीं थे and you weren't able to achieve what you wanted in India, and you said that your father didn't let you or something like that, sir. Right. So how can we ourselves can satisfy ourselves or control our mind at this time? Because I think many of us belong from business families, but I myself belong from business family and I cannot think about going outside. I have dreams, sir, but how can I satisfy myself? Just like you said that we have everything right now which you have, which you didn't got at your time, but I don't think we have that much, sir.
नहीं, देखिए दो चीज़ें. मैंने आपको क्या कहा कि उस समय ability थी, लेकिन opportunity नहीं थी economy में. You understand my point?
Yes, sir.
At that time, our economy was so small, and we didn't have, like, let us say you are passionate about cars, and let us say that your father makes an auto component. Example. Can you hear me? Yeah. So at that time, there were like 2 car manufacturers in the country, Maruti and Contessa or Hindustan Motor, and they had established those fixed auto component manufacturers. Today, the entire world wants to manufacture in India, and Indian auto component manufacturers are going out of India to buy companies to manufacture for international giants like Mercedes and BMW. So the point I am trying to tell you, earlier the problem was opportunity and resources. Today, resources will always be a problem. No, you think that tomorrow you want to put a $1 billion steel plant, resources is a problem. It's about what you're thinking, what you want to achieve. But opportunity was not there before. I had to take a license to put up a car plant. I had to take a license to put any business. I had to take a license to manufacture anything in India.
Sir, I think we still need that right now.
Sorry?
I think we still need that right now.
There is no licensing in this country.
Okay, sir.
There is no licensing whatsoever.
Sir, to start anything, I thought.
No. You just have to register your company. Even if you don't want to register your company, you can register an LLP. That means you, I so and so want to do this business, is enough. You go and register and you'll get it. So the process of initiation and the process of going after a business is substantially easier in terms of availability of market. You are saying the other thing also with it, that now so many people are in it. When opportunity will come, participants will increase. No?
Thank you, sir, but I still can't figure out that, because at that time, when you were at our age, sir, you cannot satisfy yourself at that time. So I don't think we can satisfy ourselves right now, because at that time,
मैं तो अभी भी satisfy नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ.
Yes sir. But
satisfied तो होना ही नहीं है businessman को.
हाँ सर, उस टाइम कम थी चीजें, ठीक है सर. अब ज्यादा है चीजें, but लोग भी ज्यादा है सर, और knowledge भी ज्यादा है सर. Thank you.
Yeah, last question, please.
Sir, as you said that you couldn't find what you want to do here in the India, and you got a chance to experiment in the other countries. So we the MBA students, I'm from UP, so my parents actually don't promote, they don't encourage marketing area. But in MBA we are being taught that we should get to know about each and every department. So how should I convince my mother or my parents that I want to experiment here, at least for the live projects? Because you were in the same position in past years.
I think the best thing to tell them is that it's not that I want to do a career in marketing, but it's going to help me to do what I want to do.
Okay,
and you
sir.
bridge that gap like that.
Okay, sir.
You know, you got to tell her that I like this. Maybe I learn how to do that better if I pursue this.
Okay, sir.
For the time being.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. So.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for giving me this amazing opportunity, once in a lifetime opportunity. And best of luck to you guys. Hopefully, we'll see more entrepreneurs out of you. And amazing careers. God bless.